What's up, guys? It's another video from us. My name is Kirsten, and to my right is...
It's good, I'm Ben.
I'm Ray.
I'm Christine.
And today we are going to talk about cheating.
Oh, cheating. Wait, I thought we were talking about cheating.
Breakups.
All right, let's try that again.
So today we are going to be talking about breakups.
Bitches in my old phone.
Breakups.
I should call one and go.
Yeah. So do you guys have a notable or specifically worst breakup you guys would like to talk about? Let's just collectively cry for like 5 seconds.
Okay, it seems like you got something in mind.
What am I supposed to say? Like, I'm
Have
just
you-
Your
fucking around.
breakup story.
Have you never been broken up with?
Okay, I'll talk about my breakup.
All right, Christine, go. Christine, go.
My breakup, the most notable one, we did like long distance for like 8-ish years.
What?
Or not years.
Holy shit.
8-ish months.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
God.
8-ish
Oh, okay.
months.
Okay.
And I feel like that's like a decent amount, almost
That's
a
a pretty
year.
admirable amount of
Yeah,
time.
especially if you're like 20, 21 years old. But we broke up like around Valentine's Day. I was like so heartbroken for like the first like month or two, and like I just like heard a lot of rumors that like, oh, like he's already seeing another girl, and I was like, damn, like this guy didn't even fucking like me. Like if he's able to move on that fast, like I'm like, fuck, like he really didn't like me. And then like around 8 or 9 months go by, like it's around Thanksgiving, so that's around like 8-9 months. He like came to New York and he was like, oh, like let's get back together.
Hello?
And like I miss you so much. I finally realized I didn't talk to him for like 9 months, like
Yeah.
8-9 months.
Yeah.
And now you're coming back saying that you miss me. Like it's too late. Like it's been so long.
It's way
Too
too late.
late.
And I'm like, but like, you know, like if I see him, like obviously like I liked him so much before. Timing is so important in like relationships.
Yeah. Do you think if he reached out to you after like 2 months or 3 months, it'd be different?
So in the middle, like we like did a reunion back like where I went to school.
A reunion.
Like after like 2 months,
Is it
right after we.
carnival?
Yeah, we went back and like we like hooked up. I was like, we need a. Can we get back together? Because I was still pretty down bad after 2
You're
months.
feeling, like, really like vulnerable.
Yeah, and then it's like so like it's so different when you hook up with your ex, like bro, like
Wait, is the sex better?
it's
Better?
They
Wait, you're telling
know.
me it's better than when you actually had sex with your ex?
So they know exactly what you like and what you don't like.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna plus one that. Not with your ex, but breakup. Wait, breakup sex is it is so
Wait,
good.
is breakup sex like when you just broke up and you
Yeah,
just had
just
sex?
broke up. Literally,
Oh
me
my
and
God.
this ex. I won't give timelines or anything. We had sex like 7 times in like 6 hours or some shit.
Oh,
And it
7
was
times in 6
aggressive.
hours?
It was so good. It was
Yo.
literally
Okay.
the best sex I've ever had with him. Yeah, I don't know why. It was just good.
Wait. Okay, actually, I have heard stories where like a lot of like girls and guys have told me like in their relationships, like the guy in the relationship is like, oh my God, the grass is greener on the other side. Tries to be like, you know what, I can like, you know, go out there and like meet cuter girls and whatever. And then they go there and they realize it's like a barren wasteland and they come back and they're like, oh my God, I want you back. Like, I feel like I hear that story a lot. So that's pretty interesting though.
Yeah. But yeah, like obviously after 2 months, I wanted to get back together, but it didn't happen. Came back after 8-9 months, not gonna happen. So timing is super important in relationships.
I don't have I guess like the most of the breakups I had were like pretty mutual. I guess the saddest one was like the first one because it was like in high school and like, you know, your first love, like, you know, it's like really sad, right? And then like it's actually crazy. Okay, so like I went to college and then we decided that we were going to like break up. And I think like on those days, I just like didn't like believe it myself. I was just like, oh my God, like we even set a time that we are going to break up like within like a month. Right. But it was just so sad. And I was like still thinking about her. And in college, I remember like still talking to her. And then she asked me like, oh, should we get together? And then at this point, I was like so like confused because like I was already in college, but still thinking about like what I was doing in high school, and I felt like I needed to move on because there's so many opportunities out there. So I was just like, no, we shouldn't get back together, and then I like moved on from
That's
that
like
way.
that's like a really.
But yeah,
really
most of the
hard
ones
thing
are
to
like
do.
pretty like amicable. So most of mine are pretty wholesome. How about you?
Tell us, Kirsten. Tell us.
I've had a lot of boyfriends in my life just because I'm a very monogamous person, and I'm also a very like romantic person. So when I fall for someone, I fall for someone very fast.
Dude, she's a simp.
And I am such a simp. But yeah, I would say there are like 3 defining breakups in my life. But if I had to, like the defining breakups as in like, it was like a really hard breakup, but I learned a lot from it, and I learned a lot from the relationship, which has like led me to be who I am today. But I think the worst one was probably my most recent one. It was like his friends, like him and his best friends, who I'm like really good friends with, and like me and like my best friends, and we all went to Vegas together, and we had actually like had conversations of breaking up beforehand, but then we made up. So then we were like, let's still do this Vegas trip for my birthday. And it literally was like, if I had to describe the happiest moment in last year, 2022, it'd be like at Vegas, because it was so much fun. We were just like partying, and like all my friends were getting along. There was no drama. People were like somewhat hooking up. Like it was like such a good time, right? Like it's how Vegas should be. And then at the very last day, we broke up, and I was so sad, like absolutely so destroyed, because like, first of all, the reasons why we broke up was because of things like I couldn't necessarily control. It was because like I'm not his religious preference and his like ethnic preference.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait,
so,
okay. Tell us about the religious and ethnic preference. Like,
no,
what?
I just wasn't in his religion. I wasn't the same ethnicity as him, and I think he preferred dating someone like that at the very end of the day. But we had been dating for like almost like 8 months, so it's like 8-9 months. So it's like, you think you would have figured it out by then,
Yeah.
right? So I think like at that point I felt really frustrated that I was investing so much in a relationship that was clearly like not compatible right from the very beginning, because he had these preferences. So I think it was frustrating because like I couldn't really do anything. It was very much like, oh, these are like my set in stone preferences. That's it. And then I just like felt very heartbroken afterwards, because I invested so much in someone, as usual. And then, but what happened afterwards is that he lives in SF, so I live in New York. So getting over the breakup was fine. I was like dating people, whatever, right? Going through the typical breakup scenarios, whatnot. But I go back to SF for Halloween, and I hear that he is literally dating this girl in our friend group that is that is his best friend's ex. And I was like, not only are you dating a girl
Homie
in
hopper
our friend group, but you're dating your best friend's ex, and like I'm close friends with both of them too. Like I remember I broke up with him, and then she was like, oh, don't worry, like you're way better off, like we like you, like separately.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
Dude.
Fake
I was like,
hoe.
do you
Fake hoes
though?
out here.
But like, anyways, like it's like totally behind us now. But I think in the moment I was very frustrated, and I was just like, it was like such a messy situation, because not only was it like my feelings involved in that situation, but it was like a person that I really cared about, like his best friend I really cared about situation, and then everything was just like a hot mess, and I just lost a lot of respect for him in that moment.
Wait, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I was dating a girl and we broke up, and my friend starts dating that girl, that's no longer my friend anymore,
Dude,
bro.
right?
You- that there's a bro code in there where like you cannot do that shit,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like that is pretty
kinda
fucked.
fucked.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So that was just like the worst breakup, just based on like me not being able to have any autonomy as to being able to like have impact on changing the outcome. But then also like the aftermath was also pretty messy.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's the worst.
Yeah.
When like I feel like dating people, like when you have like friends together and you have like same friend group, it's so messy.
Are they still dating?
I don't know. I didn't.
They're
think
not in the
so.
same friend group as you anymore?
Well, no, I am. I'm going back to SF like 2 weeks from now.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the worst breakup you've had.
The first relationship I had was, or the worst breakup I had was this girl that I had met on Clubhouse. She was like super interesting. And this is when Clubhouse is like trending now. So like everyone on Clubhouse at the time was actually really fucking cool before it became
No,
like,
I believe that.
all these like crypto shillings type beat things. But like you ended up, I would just like go into rooms and just like listen to like, I don't know, like cool stories and stuff. But like as I'm listening, I'm just like scrolling, seeing if anyone's like worth like trying to get to know better. And like this girl that I ended up wanting to like date, I invited to a private room. We got to know each other. It clicked really deeply, and I was like kind of shocked because she was like super soulful, like down to earth, and just like pretty genuine, and I appreciated that. And I was like, oh, this was dope. She lived in Vancouver, and I was like, oh, fuck, I can't fly to fucking like Canada right now because I live in NYC, and like the borders are closed.
You're gonna get your ass deported.
Yeah, yo, it's just like no love from the Canadians. So we ended up just like doing this long distance relationship for like a year via FaceTime.
What?
Because we had such a soulful relationship.
Was it like exclusive?
Exclusive.
No.
So for
Shit you
one
not.
But you
one
never seen her
year.
in person.
Literally like only on FaceTime. And that was like purely because
That's
I had gotten to know
My
this girl.
trust issues could never.
My
Yeah.
trust issue literally could
Me
never.
too.
Big heart. And plus this girl had the right chemistry because she didn't like going out like a ton, and she was just like, we would spend a lot of our days together. It was like down to earth and like mega chill. She would send gifts and shit, and it was like super dope. She flew out to like Vietnam, and like the time differences were fucked, and like long story short, at the time I was like doing interviews and stuff, and like it just like that shift in time zone really causes
Yeah,
you
that
to
hurts a lot.
lose like
Yeah.
I don't know, like you don't have the time to literally sustain the relationship. And as she was there, like Vietnam at the time during COVID, like had this like concentration camp type beat where like basically like you were stuck, yo, like not concentration, like obviously, no, quite literally concentration camp. You're literally fucking stuck there in this military base, like given 2 meals a day and just stuck there, like not able to get the things that you like needed as a person. So we stopped talking because like she ended up leaving to Vietnam, and the time difference was just too brutal. It was honestly like
That makes
kind of
sense.
heartbreaking.
Yeah. When you have like someone in a different time zone, like especially like California and New York, you have to like intentionally like call.
The thing
instead of
about like
times.
California and New York is that like it's like not too big of a time
Yeah.
difference like Vietnam, but it's like not too small of a time difference like if I'm on like Central Time, right? But it's like enough to be super annoying.
Yeah.
Like I did.
It's-
Yeah,
oh, wait.
yeah. No, like I did long distance with my high school boyfriend for a year, and then my most recent ex, I did long distance for 8 years, and it was, 8 months.
years?
I did the same thing you
Yeah, I
did, and it's so annoying.
No, it's literally like it's like 9 p.m. for them. They're trying to go out right now, and it's 12 a.m. for me, and I'm trying to sleep. So if they're going out and it's like 10 p.m., it's like 1 a.m. for me, and I have to stay up until 3 a.m. to make sure he
Yeah.
doesn't do random shit. It doesn't
Wait,
work
pause,
out. It
pause,
doesn't work
pause,
out.
pause.
It doesn't work
Sometimes
out.
it ends up working out in your favor because while they're in Asia, you're like out clubbing and you come back home and you just call your girl and you're just fucking drunk as fuck, just vibing with your girl. And I feel like sometimes in that scenario,
Sometimes.
it works.
Wait, would you guys be friends with your ex-girlfriends or boyfriends?
Friends
I
with
think
your
it
ex.
is situational.
True.
So I give a lot of advice to my friends about this because everyone's going through breakups right now because it's like right after cuffing season.
Wait, it's already over?
Season's done, bro.
It's already over?
Wait, no,
All right,
no,
Ray,
no,
you're
no,
not single now. We're breaking up.
I still got a chance, right?
No, they're early. But I feel like when you break up, this is just my general advice, but like I don't think there should be any expectation as to whether you guys should be friends or not. Like I think both of you need to take time to like heal and process, and then if you guys end up being friends afterwards, that's fine. But like I feel like when people break up, sometimes they instantly want to like still have them in their lives, and they instantly try to be friends, and it just ends up being like toxic or unhealthy, and like they still end up liking each other, and it just ends up being like they end up getting in a situationship or something like that, and it just ends up being like, yeah, like very draining on both ends. So Yeah.
How long do you think the term is?
I think it's dependent on everyone, right? Like, how long does it take for people to get over someone? Like, I think it depends, right? Like, some people,
Yeah,
like,
makes sense.
some people, like, it takes, like, a long time. Some people, it takes shorter. But it also depends on, like, how they get over people. Some people like to hoe out. Some people like to, like, kind of, like, be in their own, like, room and just, like, not talk to anyone for a couple of months. And that's okay. But it just, like, takes time.
I feel like a lot of times when you like try to become friends immediately after and you like go out drinking or anything, it just becomes like a messy situation
100%.
where you're like friends with benefits again somehow because like you just know them so well and you like, kind of miss them. So it takes some time to just be like completely away from the person. And that helps a lot into like, you know, becoming friends later on. Not saying that any of my exes are still my friends because a lot of them just are not my friends. I mean, I was down to be friends, but I think a lot of times like they're also not down. So it takes like two people to do it too. So that's when it becomes really hard.
I think it's a hard thing to grasp, being from like best friends and like super close to one another to being like absolute strangers. And some people like struggle with that, which is why they want to keep them in their life like right away and immediately. But it takes time.
Yeah, when you're dating for a while, like that person is your best friend. Like they know everything about you, and just to like like every day you have a routine. You know what I mean? And then like to like get out of that texting routine and everything, it just like hurts so much. So like a lot of times it helps is just to like leave the place that you're living in.
Yeah, I can't even begin to explain to you how close I was to my ex of 6 years at the time that we broke up.
Damn.
Like it's literally like we knew each other so well that we knew what we were thinking and we knew like what we would action upon and stuff like that. It was like weird.
Dang, that's crazy.
But I would say like when we broke up, there was like no plans to like become friends or anything like that. It was just like, you take your time to heal, I'll take my time to heal, we'll talk to our therapist and, you know, like
How long did it take?
Start on our own journey. Well, it's hard to say that because I didn't see him for 2 months after we broke up. Well, sorry, we were living together for like 1 month after we broke up, and then after that, I didn't see him for 2 months because I broke my back. And then when I came back, I had a boyfriend. So it was a little complicated, but I think emotionally, it took around like 3 to 4 months. 4 months, yeah, I would say.
When you got into that new relationship, did you feel like you were still like connected to him?
And I was very straightforward with the person that I was dating newly. Like I was very much like, hey, I just want to let you know I just got out of this relationship and like I need time to heal, but if you're willing to like go on this journey with me, then that would be great.
All right, what about you, Christine? Are you okay being friends with your exes?
I think when I was in college, I was not okay with it. People took sides. I was still friends with like my like guy friends, but they still took sides, obviously, because we're younger. But after, I think like a couple years later, like people grew up and now we can be friends. I think the biggest factor was like external people like taking sides. And like for me, I think because now like my most recent ex, like I'm still friends with his friends. Like his friends are still my friends. Like we spend so much time together and like they respect me, my side, and they respect like his side. So like we can still be friends. I like would not meet him one-on-one, like hang out like that. But like if we're doing anything like group-wise, like I don't see why not, especially if you're like both moved on. But I do agree that like you can't be friends like right away after like 2 months. It took me almost like a year to get over this person. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Me and my ex are like very healthy. Like we're comfortable enough to the point where like he asked me for like dating advice and we like look at his Hinge and like we go through his messages and stuff and like I talk about my dating life and whatnot. It's like very amicable and like so many people throughout our experience of like being friends after were like, when are you guys getting back together? Like when is it gonna happen? But I feel like both of us have been it was such an amicable breakup that both of us are very much okay with like just being friends, which has been really healthy.
I have a question. If he brought a girl to your friend group, would you still be friends with her?
Wait, so many girls. I mean, sorry. Short answer, yeah, no, for sure. Because like we broke up because there were certain things that I was looking for and there were certain things that he was looking for and we just didn't match up. If he found a girl that like matched up with him, I would be so happy for him, like 100%, because like I wasn't a good fit by the end of it. And if he's able to find a girl that's like able to deal with his ass, that's able to like, you know, be with him and like loves him and whatnot, like I would 100% be supportive of that.
Cute.
Yeah.
I have a question.
You have a question?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
What are your guys' ideal types?
Ooh. Give me 1 second.
He's like, I need to consult my fucking list.
Consult my lord. He said.
It's like, where do I start?
Oh God. Wait, I did us have a list.
Let me share with you my Notion doc.
You got a list?
Yo. Dude, it's an iterative process.
Oh.
Okay.
Dude, the key is
Go,
I'll
go.
send you my
Wait, do you
list.
have it?
I don't want to see it.
No,
Okay.
you need my list,
I'll say it very clearly. I love nerdy Asian boys.
Oh my God, do I have a host
my
for you,
God.
yo?
I love, nerdy Asian guys with glasses specifically.
Wait,
And-
like streamers? Like like
No,
video games?
I just, like when I say nerdy, it's
Boys?
like I'm into like anime and manga, video games, and it's nice to like date a guy that has the same interests. But not like
so
outwardly weeby, okay? That's the difference, right? It's because like I'm very hidden about it, you know, and I don't want to date a guy that's like very like, oh yeah, no, oh my god, you know? Like, I
For
don't
more
wanna
than 1 week. She means for more than 1 week.
Wait, you said hentai? Bruh. You said
guy
hentai?
that's hidden about it.
Oh my God.
But okay, so nerdy Asian guys that are passionate about their job, and I think it's really hot when they're good at what they do too.
Like, it can be anything.
It can be anything, but I do have a minimum income requirement.
What is it?
Just-
Law.
okay,
What's the
and-
number? What should I be negotiating for?
Honestly, I'm okay making more than the guy I date. I'm fine with that. I actually already assume that I will make more than them, like in the future.
Kirsten swings so hard, it's crazy.
It's honestly just that as long as they're passionate and they're good at what they do, that's fine.
But what's the minimum income, though?
Huh?
What's the
Tell us the
minimum income,
number,
though?
woman.
I think it's like 350.
$350,000?
Minimum?
I think that's the minimum.
$350,
Yeah.
like
$350,000.
If you're a snack, you only deserve the best, dude.
$350 an hour.
Wait, and you're telling me you make more than $350,000?
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's just
Guys,
like, it's just-
wait,
it's the minimum.
pause. We're stopping the
Why-
podcast.
we don't even need to do this
because-
podcast, man.
Yeah,
We-
yeah.
we're all. Oh, he's gonna suck up to Kirsten.
No, that's just the minimum. I don't know.
Okay, all right. How about you, Ray? I mean,
The key
all right,
is
how about you, Ben?
generational wealth. It's
How about
my
you, Ben?
solution to this problem.
Wait, I haven't finished.
Yeah.
Oh,
continue,
okay.
continue.
Okay. The list in my mind. Okay, I like when
350,
they
she said.
are.
You guys can all just turn
Bro,
your ears off.
okay. I like when they are very kind and giving to their friends and family.
$350,000 worth of giving is what I'm saying.
Wait, shut up.
I like when they like the nicer things in life because I'm bougie, so it's nice to be with someone that's bougie, but also nice when someone is down to like be active because I'm a very active person as well. But yeah, overall, like down to try new things. I this is my Hinge prompt actually. It was like has interest outside of work and is open to new things, and I think that encompasses it entirely because your job shouldn't be your life, but you should be good at it and passionate about it. But then you should also like be down to try new things and explore what the world has to offer. That's it.
Pretty down to earth. I like that. We like that.
All right, let's hear your list,
Except
Ray,
for the
that you pulled up.
350,000.
Okay, guys. So my girl has to make $450,000.
Stop one upping me.
What I like in a girl, dude, when they're hardworking, that means a lot. Especially when they make $450,000 a year. If they're established, like $250,000 a year, but they get to make that extra $200K like 2 years down the line, and then like, guys, an aesthetic is super worthwhile. I love like, you know, when someone knows like that style, someone who's like super self-actualized. I feel like that's super cool. Like someone who's like down to earth and knows who they are internally, and then like from there, they're just like open-minded to like explore who they are relative to the world around them. That's like mega cool.
So like being their best authentic self.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
And like leading with like awareness and like empathy and whatnot. Yeah, I can see that.
That's cool.
That's so down earth.
How about you?
Well, I agree with Kirsten. I like smart boys. But
Really? Is there like a level where like this is too smart? You know what I mean?
no, it's okay if you're too smart. Like, I think my toxic trait though is like I like guys that look like fuckboys. I like talked about this before, but I like guys that look like fuckboys. They look like they know how to have fun. They look hard. They look manly, but they have like a soft side to themselves. So they like plushies and like they sleep with like squishmallows. But like to other people, they're like super strict or like mean or like cold, but to me they're like super soft and nice. Basically like guys with their hair up but with like their chains. I like it. I don't know, I think it's hot.
Wait, so you like the stereotypical fuckboy looking guy?
Like Asian fuckboys, yeah.
But they gotta be like mean to everyone. So you don't like the nice boys. You like the ones that are mean to everyone but nice to only you.
Yeah. Like I don't want them, if they're nice to everyone, they like prioritize their friends over me. I would be like I need to feel special. Like I want someone that like
sense.
treats me differently. Even if they're like seen as like kind of like mean or like not as friendly.
Yeah, I've never been into the fuckboy look. Immediately, my
Oh.
danger signs, I'm like, that is a no bueno. This guy's gonna break my heart. I'm gonna go for the software engineer boys. They can't hurt me.
Yo, some software engineers, they got the most gaslighting I've ever seen in my life.
I've seen
Some
that.
software engineers, they come they come from SF. They're like, oh yeah, now I'm making money. I ain't got bitches in SF, and now I moved to New York, and now it's so easy. Okay,
Wait, this is why we're friends, though. I
get
feel
it.
like if we overlap in taste in men, like we would fight. Like,
That's
bro.
true. I feel like a lot of my girlfriends are like, Kirsten, I am so glad I don't have the same taste as you. And I'm like, yes, I got you. No, I tried it. I tried like dating like fuckboy looking boys, but like it's just not me. I don't think so.
But it's just like fuckboys that like don't act like fuck. They just look like fuckboys.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
that's the one most girls like. The fuckboy looking guys.
So where's your chain?
That are smart.
Where's
I
your
mean,
chain,
you know
though?
what? I left it at home. I do have one.
Wait, yo, I brought one. Where do you wear it?
I feel like for guys like looking good is really important. So for those of you guys who are just like trying to like get in a relationship or anything, make sure to add accessories and dress well, especially in New
Yeah,
York
I
City.
think especially in New York, I think aesthetics is very important.
Yeah.
Like I think like for me, I know I didn't add this originally, but having a guy and being with a guy that has nice style means a lot. And there's like certainly like a base level of style, but when a guy like elevates himself a lot more, it stands out a lot more. Like, not to point, but like some Bay Area guys, they wear kith and they think they're into streetwear.
Yeah. It's only because I grew up with Jewish friends, so I'm supporting the community, yo.
But like
Supporting the
That's
community.
an example, but like I think Ben is a lot more elevated because he has like this really special edition sweatshirt and he wears Tom Brown and stuff like that. But I'm talking about the guys that wear like literally just like the basic like Kith logo and they're like, yo, I'm into streetwear, like I have fashion and I wear AF1s and like that's literally
A lot of software engineers that I know, they wear their Amazon t-shirt or their Google t-shirt and it really turns me on.
Dude, that's a turn on for me though. I'm super about when they're repping their swag, dude. I'm with it.
I really like the girls who are very bubbly and like really like excited to do new things and just like very open-minded and considerate, like empathetic people. So I think like the ones that like really, for me, the huge turnoff are like the mean ones. I don't really like the mean ones, but the ones who are like, you know, they have like a soft side. If they're mean, they have a soft side that's pretty cute, but I feel like the ones who are just like really mean, that's like really bad. But
I feel as though like in terms of aesthetic, I feel as though someone who's like more pale, like I feel as though pale chicks are really cute. Do you? I don't know. Do you feel that? Like,
I think like in Asian culture, like they definitely do have like preference for paler, but I think over time I actually like tan or pale, like it doesn't matter to me. I think like it definitely like grows over time because like, yeah, I mean.
So you like the
Personality.
pale,
Personalities.
pale, innocent type that doesn't know anything. They're like, oh, like I respect my parents, like that type.
I
Yo,
mean,
we're
I
like-
feel as though conservative values are pretty cool. I feel like that's like something I respect, and I feel like especially in like
respect that.
a modern society, it's like so hard to find someone who's like very like willing to stay with the fundamental values. I think that's
What does
super-
fundamental mean?
I don't know, like generally living in New York City, I feel as though everybody's like it's so urged to just like pop off, right? And just go do their own thing and like go rogue, if you will. And I feel as though like there are people who stay true to like how their parents raised them. And I think that's something that's super like, you can appreciate that. In someone.
Do you care if their body count is high or if they had like a hoe phase?
Wow, putting me on the spot. I feel as though it really comes down to how globalized they are as people, right? I feel as though when an Eastern girl really tries to acclimate with like a Western perspective, that's like one thing. And like when she comes to the realization that she's really disconnected from who she truly is as like someone who is like a very Eastern person, like from the way she perceives the world, I think at that point, I feel as though that's someone who's like still attractive because she still truly values, she's tried the other side of the coin to realize, oh, I don't really appreciate like how hard like I've been going and acclimating to like this world. I want to go back to what I know. And I think that's something that's respectable.
Yeah,
Wait, so
I think
yes or
that
no?
makes sense.
Personally, for me, I feel like there's definitely a range to it, but like I think body count doesn't really matter. But I feel like if you do go over a certain amount, maybe like 30 bodies, I feel like at that point you're just like, does this girl like I don't know, like it depends on situation, right? But if she's just always going out, you kind of feel like she just like, fucks around with everyone and it doesn't feel as special to you anymore. I feel like if there's like a smaller body count, you're like, oh, she like really like, maybe like you want to show her like more experience, or she like, is really like not saving herself because like you don't have to be like a virgin or anything, but like you just have like a smaller body count to be like, oh, I am like, very conscious of like who I give myself to, right?
Yeah.
So I think that does matter for me once it hits like a certain amount. But like before that, like I can totally understand if you had a breakup or anything, it definitely doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree in terms of like, it feels like it's more situational, like how that person acts and behaves towards you. If they're like really considerate and they're very much like, I want to be more serious and whatnot, then I feel like for me, body count doesn't necessarily matter because like what happened in the past happened in the past. And if they're like super considerate to me in the like current and like in the future, then it doesn't matter to me at all. But I think for me, what matters the most is like sexual experience. I think
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Difference between body count and how many times you've had sex, right?
I feel like, it's different. It's different because like it's like one or the other, but like either way, I think it's up to a certain point, but like the more sexual experience or like body count a person has, it's like the better for me. But when it reaches a certain point, then it starts getting to the area of like not concerning necessarily, but it's more of like whether they consider me to be special.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like for me personally, I always felt like sex was such like a personal, intimate thing, like almost a soulful experience that I feel as though like yeah, if you have no idea, like this is your first time having sex, like I feel as though we're just not on the same page as like in terms of experimental like life. But I feel as though like as long as we're on the same wavelength, like during that intimate experience where it's just me and them, I feel as though that's something that just makes it feel a lot more special and personalized to self, because as long as you're able to communicate about sex and be able to like optimize for like what the other person wants, that's what really ends up being the right answer, right?
Okay. What about you, Christine?
I also agree, like if you have a lot of or enough sexual experiences, I like that just because then he knows how to lead, or like he knows how like the experiences go, and like he knows how to make me feel good, and I like that. I don't really like it if it's like super high, like the body count is super high and like they've done a lot of stuff, like kinky stuff. Like I feel like low key I would like compare myself like, oh, do I have to like do this sort of experimental thing in order for me to like satisfy this person? Like I'm low-key an overthinker, so I like do think about those things, and it makes me kind of insecure or like, but obviously like that's like only depends if it's like a one night stand or something like that. But like if I have a boyfriend and he like explains everything and like very like loving to me, like that's fine. It's just like I would still compare myself low-key.
Okay. Like I saw this post recently, but like it was about a guy and his girlfriend told him that he had boyfriend dick.
What's boyfriend dick?
Yeah, so basically, like my question for you guys is like, is sex like different for like do you have like different requirements for like a one night stand versus your boyfriend?
100%. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Like what is the different requirements?
Whoa. You go first.
I mean, if you're not trying to date a bad girl, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just gonna end up being
Why not?
negative
The
EV,
fuck?
negative EV for sure. Like bad in the sense where she ends up like cheating on you and breaking your heart, and you're like, oh, I gotta go recover.
Not a
for,
baddie.
like,
Not a
Okay,
baddie.
So someone that you know will fuck you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But
Versus,
a
like,
baddie, you would.
she's just like,
A
oh damn,
baddie.
like she knows all these dope people for one, so you end up getting like to meet so many interesting, fun people. And during the sex, she's like so like with it. I feel as though at that point, that's like just a shift in paradigm for self. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, does that make sense?
It makes
Wait, what was
sense,
the question?
but people don't know what a shift in paradigm for
Yeah,
self. Can you just explain in like really stupid
What's
terms?
the question?
The terms are like, do you have different expectations for a hookup versus a boyfriend?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a difference between boyfriend dick and dick that you hook up with every once in a while. I think like if you're going through the effort of like hooking up with someone that you don't know, they have to be good, right? Because like, why are you going through the effort anyways? But with boyfriend dick, it's like, if you're gonna be dating them for a long time, it's gonna reach a plateau eventually. You know, coming from someone that's been dating someone for 6 years, it's not gonna be mind blowing sex every single fucking day for 6 years. Like that's just not sustainable. You know, so that's why you consider more qualities in that person, like their personality, like how they treat you, X, Y, and Z, versus just their dick, you know. But like in a one night stand, it's just their dick. You don't care about their personality or even their name. I don't fucking know.
What's the difference
Yeah.
in experience?
Huh?
Like, how substantial of an experience differential is there?
Like how good of a time I've had?
Yeah. Versus like boyfriend dick versus like one night stand dick.
I
you
mean,
know?
I think like with some boyfriends, it's been pretty similar. Some it's not so similar. But yeah, I mean, I think like the best sex I had was definitely like not in a boyfriend relationship.
Yeah.
God, honestly,
Okay,
Definitely in a hookup situation.
I think it's like a risk that you have to take. Like, let's say you have boyfriend dick, it's like decent but not amazing, but you know it's like, you know, it's like still good, but if you meet someone new, they might have a bigger dick, I don't know, whatever, but like sometimes it might be worse. Like you don't know that it's like a risk that you need to take. So, wait, I was going somewhere with this. But I personally, like for like intimate sex, I really like feeling loved, and I feel like I really like appreciate that person giving back that much, like a lot of love and like treating me really well, like before and after. It's not just about like in and out. So I feel like boyfriend dick is way better than like anything else. I feel like it's the perfect. It's the
So-
perfect.
Yeah, I agree. I also think over time you can get more comfortable with that person and try new things as well.
What really matters to you both during sex?
Whether he goes down on you.
If he's a muncher,
I think it's important for a girl to finish in addition to the guy too. So if a guy does that, that's a plus.
Talk about the stylistics. Tell me about what a good muncher does.
okay.
No.
Okay.
No, that's
No,
funny. I'm
bad,
so
bad.
interested. I'm mega interested in that.
No, it's too
Okay,
much.
I think a good muncher should do it for a decent amount of time.
What's a decent
And-
amount of time? Quantify it.
Quantify, like, man, like play like, you know, just maybe like go through the ABCs twice with your tongue, something like that. I mean, like,
Some Key and Peele shit.
I think it's important for a girl to come as well as a guy to come. Okay,
Yeah,
regardless how long it
I
takes.
agree.
That's
Yeah.
my mindset.
Yeah, or I
and if a
guess-
guy
yeah.
who likes to make you come, that's such a turn on. It is such a turn on. You know when a guy like wants to do it versus when a guy feels like he has to do it. You know.
Oh.
Well, one thing that I noticed or like that I experience is if it's like a one night stand or if it's like you're not that intimate with them, like you don't really use tools, and I feel like tools help girls come more. And with if you have someone more comfortable or like if you like have a boyfriend, like you will most often use a tool, and no matter how long the guy is going down on you, like the tool helps so much. Like it's just like so convenient and it like feels good.
I think also like I feel like your first time if you're on a one night hookup, people are so shy. You know, people are like,
But
"Ooh, I haven't seen you naked yet. You know, like how
yeah, and
like,
they're like, oh, I have to shower and
Yeah.
like, you know, have matching set. Like it's so extra.
There's a lot of effort involved, and with that, I feel like people are a lot more shy. You
Fair.
know, like not being as vocal or as freaky as they usually are. So that's why boyfriend deck is good because you're more comfortable. You can be a lot more vocal. You can finally say all the kinks that you're into. You know, things like that.
what matters during sex?
I really like when a girl is like super like domicile. You know what I'm saying? Like a sub.
Submissive, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a
Sub.
sub.
Yeah.
I feel as though like that's just generally super fun because it's like, especially when you get to throw them around. It's like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
just like get in there, bro. It's like when it's super lit, right? Am I wrong? Like
I think submissive is definitely like important. I mean, like also like if they're just like into it, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Like if they're like okay, I feel like there's two things that like really like turn me off during sex, and one is like if they use teeth, cause that hurts,
bro.
and two, it's like when you're doing like doggy style and they don't bend their back and they
Bro, you
concave
just
their
gotta
back,
get in there,
and then you're just
dude.
like, what? Like you're just like, oh, can you like
Bend
like,
it
just,
for
like,
them. Bend
back?
it
And
for
they're just,
them.
They're like
True.
unexperienced, so they don't really know that. Yeah, I feel like those are two like huge turn-offs. during sex.
Fair.
That's a
Turn
good point.
offs.
What are some turn-offs?
Dick
Yeah.
cheese.
Okay, wait.
This has never happened. I don't know what that is.
What are?
I never had that. What is that?
Wait, what are?
Fromage is what the French call it.
Like, what is a turn-off for you during sex?
Dude, when they show up with a dick so brutal, dude. Let me think.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Hello?
no. These are fucking rounds.
Okay, I'll say one. Probably guys that don't last that long.
I feel like that's a
Oh,
huge
yeah,
problem
yeah.
for a lot of guys.
Like I know.
What about
I
gu-
know.
what about guys
I
who
know.
last too long?
Okay,
Is that a
yeah,
thing?
exactly. Guys that last too short and guys that last too long. I think like some guys, you know, like they're like really into it, but they like
How
like,
fast? How fast? How fast?
30 seconds, bro.
30
I'm
seconds?
fucking all
And
hot.
out and out and
I
done.
am fucking
You
hot
are, like-
and heavy, and these bitches are like, I'm done. And
Well,
I'm like,
long is
hello.
too long? How long is too long?
I'm a boss ass bitch. I got things to do. You know, I don't have a lot of time in my calendar, so I'd say over like in and out. Like if I'm actually having sex, I think more than 30 minutes.
Oh, I was
Like,
just gonna say 30
yeah,
minutes.
I say 30 minutes. I'm done. I got things to do. Like.